So I went to my door to go check to see if a package had shown up, but instead I noticed that my neighbor had put a bunch of stuff by the road. Yeah, that's when I noticed some e-waste just hanging out over there. So I went over there and picked this shit up. So this here is my neighbor's e-waste that I am going to salvage some stuff out of. Not necessarily the motherboards or power supply. I don't know, this thing is just really, really cool and interesting. But this dude, I don't know, the case is just too cool to like move past, and this thing, sleeper build all over that, you know? But yeah, and I'm gonna keep these outside, even though it's been raining a bit. Got a lot of overcast today. But I wanna break these apart out here on my backyard table here, and I'm gonna leave it out here because I don't know what kind of creepy crawlies have decided to make this their home. So let's see what we find together, shall we? All right, so I moved my bench to where it's not in the mud. The first one I'm gonna open up is this guy right here. He looks pretty cool. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but you know, if it's big enough for an ITX board, who knows? Maybe we'll make a cool little sleeper. Oh boy, I'm starting to get a little bit of sprinkles out here. No big deal. I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Anyways, since this stuff's been sitting out all day and it's been raining for the most part, so it's gonna have to sit and dry. But let's dig in and find out what it has. So from the front, I mean, we've got it's a DVD-R rewritable, and wow, a CF micro drive? Is that like an old jazz drive or something? I don't know. And then you got a regular SD card and an old 3.25 floppy here. It's got this old FireWire port, some USB 2.0, I believe, hard drive, reset, off on. That should date anything for you. Yeah, the old ribbon cables. Something tells me that that's going to be a theme of the project here today. Cool thing is, this just comes right out. Oh, the whole thing comes out. Well, that's pretty cool. Hard drive. Power. LED. And oh boy, is this looking good. Let's get a better view. All right, hopefully this, look at this. We got some old, what is it, PCI cables. Yeah. Let's drop these thumb screws in this. But what is this? Some sort of heat pipe? Oh, whoa, that's the CPU cooler. Freaking rad. All right, hold on. So let's see, what honk? Does this, am I about to do this right? Yeah. My guess is no, that was not right. Nah. Some good cable management little tabs here. That's nice. Again, with the old ribbon cables, it's not easy to do it to begin with, for sure. But, oh my God! Just wait. I want to show you all the level of dust that's in this thing. 20-pin connector, right? A little 4-banger for that. So what do we have? Wow, if I'm not mistaken, this is only 120 watts max. That ain't no count. Boy, just you get it. Hey, we're filled up on our first gen DDR. Looks like 1 gig, 1 crucial and 1 mushkin. So somebody definitely upgraded this, you know, with some cheap RAM. I mean, I'm sure the crucial came first and then the mushkin came later. That's just my guess. I don't know. Good freaking nastiness. But so far, nothing living inside of here just yet. Except for maybe some skin cells. The old nicotine definitely smoked in quite heavily. Look at that. That's just cool to me, man, having the old heat pipes back there. I recently just saw an LTT video about the old graphic systems. That reminds me of right there. I'm sure that's what that is. Well, does this have VRM cooling too? Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about that too much. I am worried about getting this out of here. I do want to keep that intact. Because, man, this would be cool to put a crazy-ass ITX board in here. So I may have something that can go in here. And it comes out of a old E-machine, but it's still like the ITX, the small form factor, or motherboard. Now, as far as the power supply goes, that's gonna be another chore. But man, this would be cool to get kind of mocked up and kind of running. So I'm gonna go get a different screwdriver and pop some more screws off of here. See how far we can go, and then maybe clean up the chassis and clean off some of these parts, and maybe put the motherboard and the RAM and the CPU on eBay and see if somebody wants it. Or maybe I'll send it off to some tech tuber. I don't know. It's good. Doink. Tell me. Yes. Look at that. Onto the bottom. Part of the back plate. Wow. So I haven't done that before. First time. First time's for everything, I guess. Now, look at that old die right there. The whole unsocketed. How are we looking? Oh, it's an old Athlon from 1999. Ooh-wee. We're gonna have to look this bad boy up. Look at that. All right, put that in there correctly. Just, I don't know if y'all can see that in there. Oh, let's do it like that. Just all right, set this to the side. This badass cooler, that's just freaking great. This fan and shrouds, just like, just how neat is that, man? I like it. I like it. Cool little Shuttle X case. Dig it, dig it, dig it. All right. On to the next. Ener, meaner, minor, mo. Catch a tiger by this one. So, poking around earlier, I did see that this one's got just absolutely nothing in it, but the case itself is just, you know, it's just so old school and cool. It's just, you know, even with like the blue accent, and it's got the old AMD badge on there, the old green one. It's just Team Green back then, you know. Now we all know who Team Green is. Still has the old power supply in there, and not too sure which one it is. Wish my neighbors would shut up a little bit. That's all right. They're cool. They're the ones that let me have this, so they can be loud all they want. But let's open this up, see what we got. Let's see. How's our side panel? Let's see. Here's the back side panel. Is this together or what? All right, front panel finally came off. Yay, and it didn't break. All tabs. Still in good shape here. And look, we've got, those always go missing. So that's just even cooler. All right. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, it lifts straight up. You can't just pull it back like you can these days. This one actually, you have to lift completely straight up. Come off the side. All right, as I thought, we're on the back side, but at least we can see what our power supply is. Well, that's 500 watts right there. That says 500 watts. Now, I know, you know, this thing is way too old to be trusting it to be in a functioning power supply. But we're gonna rip her out anyways and hope for the best. Let's see, this one's, again, no screws. We're just gonna lift straight up, off if we can, if it's not too fused. Noticed a lot of rust on the bottom of this thing. Poking around. Just, what the hell is that? We've got some drive cages over here. Some attempt for some airflow. Freaking a Bose speaker. No, I'm just kidding. But we've got, what is that, 0.5 watt speaker? BIOS speaker, whatever. Tons of Molex, yay. We've got 20 pin, we've got our 4 pin for our motherboard, but as you can see, there's nothing in here but rust and crud and old school badass power supply that probably doesn't work. If I plugged it in, it would probably catch on fire, so good luck with that one. But we're gonna go ahead and set this off to the side for now. All right, here's our last one. I think I kind of ruined that. Actually, it looks like it probably just pushes back together. Yay. If not, whatever. But I will say this chassis is pretty freaking tight. And I'm considering trying to make a NAS out of this. Old school, very big. Ooh, and it's got decent airflow coming in right here. And let's see, some pretty gross things happening there. Some good I/O. No, there's no I/O. Well, imagine that. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop this up and in here. Got some National Geographic happening over here. Look at these two. Alrighty. This should just slide right up. Yeah. And the one thing I noticed when I looked inside the case earlier, that thing is sheared right off, and here it is. So, I mean, it took the socket and everything with it. That just kind of blows my mind. I wonder where the cooler is. Somebody just got mad and threw this thing or something. Just, God. But this is cool. It's an old Athlon from '99. So these right here were just the shit back in the day, from what I understand. Like, I mean, at one time Athlon was killing it versus Intel, but you really, I don't know. It's always just back and forth with them two. You just can't get them to play nice, except for back in 1980 when AMD was kind of, you know, working with Intel until they started stealing their ideas, I guess, huh? Anyways. Check out this old ribbon cable. It's all, now this is a good attempt of some cable management. You know, I'm actually impressed with this case and with this design. I haven't seen this before. Look, it's even got some SATA happening here. Bam, we got some SATA ports. Well, then I guess we are in luck with that, except not really. If it weren't for this, I might actually try to turn this thing on, but yeah. The heck with that. I really do like these ribbon cables though, being taut like that, you know, wrapped up in this polyvinyl or whatever it is. And then we've got some old drive cages that, oh man. See, this isn't, these things have heat pipes on them. That better just be some sort of fun design, because that's just nuts, man. These things don't overheat like that. I mean, what is this? 120 gigs, 100, so two 120 gigs. I bet this computer comes from about 2001, and 240 gigs for back then. That's a lot. Well, if there's anything out of this, it's at least this, you know, Molex to SATA power. That's fun. Front I/O is, you know, not too bad. I mean, we've got 2 USB tubes. And 512 megabytes of DDR. Let's go ahead and pull this motherboard out. Alright, that's fun. Let's see. So here we've got our 20-pin connector, busted ass CPU tray. Oh, onboard graphics. Hey, check that out. Our BIOS chip, IDE 1s and 2. Oh, I'm messing up this jumper here. Uh-oh, don't want to do that, huh? We got 4 PCI 1 slots. That's cool. And then an old AGP up here. Oh man, this thing was loaded. Huh. Test to comply with FCC standards for home or office use. There's got to be a manufactured date around here somewhere. 0204 maybe? Just like the old caps in the VRM, I don't know. Ooh, audio controller. Yeah, this thing was pretty happening for its day. Oh well. Enough with that. All right, so this came out of the black unit, the new NAS that I'm going to try to build. Here's the 2 sleds. Now notice we have got a wonderful little level of algae growing on here as well, which is perplexing, but in a damp basement, I guess that's understandable, but had to be, you know, exposed to the sun somehow, and I don't know. But anyways, rust level on this, very minimal. I like it. You know, the only really bad thing is the poop level that I just found in here. So we'll definitely be sanitizing the shit out of that. But the cool thing is that, man, we've got a dust filter on here. And then this guy, we're just, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be too nasty. Like, there's not a really bad level of nasty on this one. So we're going to try to see what we can do, especially here with the I/O shield. I don't know if this I/O shield, if it'll, you know, be compatible with anything new. I don't know, maybe there's some way of getting that old, you know, unit just running, you know. And then the fun de la fun, this guy right here. Now, this one's definitely gonna need some pressure washing for sure. A little sanding. You know, maybe even a little bit of spray paint. A little bit of that. Good blowing out would also help. Forgot to take out the power supply, but you know, I'm just digging this case though. I just love the old blue aesthetic here, along with the green AMD emblem. So this will be our sleeper, our creeper, and our security guard, I guess you could say, our night watchman. I guess the next question is will this fit an ITX board? Which I do have one available. I'm about to go drop this in just to see where we're at with it. All right, moment of truth. I don't know. Oh boy. Oh, is that in? Is that in tolerance or not? We're actually going this direction. Golly, that is... Oh, man. That is so freaking close. I mean, even the PCI slots kind of line up. Some of the I/O is trying to line up, but man, that's just not going to happen. Oh, well. These rails have to slide over that, too. Maybe this is something to salvage. We've got to clean that up first before we try to do anything with this. So yeah, I guess this is the start of some sort of tech series. I don't know how to end this. I know. Got that one, that one, that one. Cool, right? Old stuff. Gonna try to make it new. I'm the Dad Nubian. Just keep watching. Hopefully it'll be interesting or fun or neither or both.